they've been on Maito Flaco's ass lately. I've been seeing a lot of just a lot of chatter on him on the internet. And it's strange because we don't hear much chatter on him. We even saw like a couple of weeks ago, they were trying to make AI recreations of him. And the image was crazy. It looked like a Maisa Jesus and shit. But I just feel like I was hearing more about him than before. And we've been hearing of attacks near him and this, that, and the other. And then the other day, a letter came out, right? A letter, supposedly a letter from the Chapo Isidro mob, the Beltran Leyvas, and the Maisa talking about their alliance and how they want to restore peace in the community and how they want to rid the region of the Chapitos so that there be no extortion, no kidnapping, all of these wonderful things for the people. They put that letter out, and then people were in the comments telling me that the Chapitos put a letter out, and shout out Zoraida, she made me laugh in the Discord talking about, what is this? This a creative writing competition now we having around here, huh? We're going to have a letter off in this bitch? They've done it with the mantas, hanging the signs off the bridges. They've done it with the flyers with all the social media influencers, quote unquote, on there. And then as of this week, I've been hearing of these military moves. And then yesterday we hear, and I didn't jump the gun. and jump on a live stream and just go live. Nah. Why? Because sometimes these stories be a non-story. They're still developing. We hear yesterday that Mayo's daughter snatched by military police, thrown on a helicopter. And I said, oh, this is getting interesting. I said, but let me hold out. Let's see what happens. And not 3 minutes later, she was released. Not 45 seconds later, there was a million theories of $10 million payout, just so many things. And I said, yeah, this is going to have to wait till Friday when we see what really happens. The day ain't even over yet. She basically just got off the helicopter. Let's see what happens next. And then we saw some video. The pundits, the talking heads, the Annabelle Hernandezes and the Luis Chaparros have been talking about it. The internet is, again, and we talk about this often, the internet is just jam-packed with bullshit and lies at the moment and for the foreseeable future. Ignorance has been weaponized, and the world and people and their propaganda is taking advantage of people that don't look for the truth, don't give a shit. They could hear it from a distance, and as far as they're concerned, it's the truth. Those are the people that we are at the mercy of right now. It's weaponized, and it's attacking us. So beware of what you ingesting. Like Willie Palm said, observe, don't absorb. Mexican authorities detained daughter of Sinaloa cartel co-founder Ismael El Mayo Zambada in Sinaloa. Release her later. Monica Zambada Niebla was released after authorities determined she had no ties to criminal activity and no outstanding warrants.
Shit.
I don't know, man. Very much resembles everybody in her family. They all have the high cheekbones. Monica Zambada Niebla, the daughter of Sinaloa cartel co-founder Ismael El Mayo Zambada. Mexican Navy forces and the Secretariat of Security and Citizen Protection detained Monica Zambada Niebla, the daughter of El Mayo and longtime partner of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Authorities were able to locate her through a series of operations carried out across different parts of the state. During one of them, federal forces were attacked after identifying a property linked to the La Maíza faction, one of the Sinaloa cartel groups that has been fighting for control in the region since September of 2024. The confrontation left 11 alleged members of La Maíza dead, while authorities seized high-powered weapons and tactical equipment. In a statement posted on social media, the Navy said that the woman was released after determining she had no ties to criminal activity and no outstanding warrants, and that she was returned to her family in accordance with legal protocols. Despite the Mexican government clearing Monica Zambada of any criminal involvement, a document from the U.S. Treasury Department places her as part of a network allegedly used by her father, El Mayo Zambada, to launder money from drug trafficking. In sanctions announced more than 10 years ago, the document links one of Monica Zambada's companies, along with other women in the family, to a network allegedly tied to Mayo Zambada's drug trafficking operations. It is true that in Mexico there is no criminal case as such. There are no charges against her, but in the United States there are. She appears in the Office of Foreign Assets Control. Security analyst David Saucedo told Infobay Mexico. They published some time ago an organizational chart where she appears as a front person and as a part of the financial structure used for money laundering. Mexico's top security official, Omar Garcia Harfuch, emphasized that Monica Zambada did not have an arrest warrant in either Mexico or the United States, and that her 2007 designation by the OFAC is administrative in nature, even though the sanctions remain in effect. Oh, that's a whole lot of triple talk, huh? It's a whole lot of expelled, expatriated, everything but extradited, right? It is an administrative process in which individuals are designated for suspicious or illicit operations. However, in the past 20 years, no arrest warrant has been obtained in either the United States or Mexico against this person, Harfuch said, as noted by Noreste. According to reports compiled by Infobay Mexico, the primary target of the operation that left 11 suspected Maísa members dead was an individual identified as Joel Enrique S., also known as El 19. Reports indicate that El 19 was a part of a criminal structure led by Maito Flaco, the son of El Mayo Zambada and leader of the Maísa. My first thoughts are, miss me with the bullshit.
Bullshit.
She don't look like no fucking Jose El 19 Enrique. She don't look like Luis Enrique. She don't look like no Enrique, right? So this whole, she just got caught up in the mix. You raided her home, all right? That was her home, from my understanding, from what it looked like. You put her in a helicopter. If I recall correctly, I saw her wearing a vest and everything on the helicopter. You prepped her to go. You identified her as who she was. All of those things happened. None of that shit happens by mistake. Or am I crazy? Y'all tell me in the chat, because everybody seems to think I'm crazy. None of that happens by accident, right? They don't identify her. They don't throw her in a helicopter. They don't show up in her backyard. They was in the backyard, Papa. They almost got, you know, that little white dirty dog that a lot of Mexican families and Puerto Rican families have, that little curly haired little dirtbag we see in the memes and shit. Yeah, we all love him. You know? They almost landed the helicopter on his fucking head, man. Dog almost didn't make it, man. They almost got the little dirty ass dog. Shut up, Velez. You crazy. It was a mistake, bro. See, okay, thank you, somebody. Listen, man, if they let her go, they ain't have a case on her, and she clean as a whistle. Oh, okay. Are you hiding sarcasm under that big-ass hat? Shout out Eddie. Way too much time and preparation went into that operation. No mistake. Too much.
Too much information and shit.
Eddie, they terminated 11 motherfuckers, man. You don't go smoke 11 motherfuckers, and you don't know where you're landing, you know? That is, I think they hit her, too. What you mean you think they hit her, like put their hands on her? Let's talk about this tied-in part. Because they say she got no connections and this and that. I just finished the trader book on this channel, El Traidor, that her brother and Annabelle Hernandez wrote. And they listed off every quote-unquote legitimate business that Mayo has. Now, we all know what legitimate businesses are for, right? We had somebody ask Jay Flores once, oh, you know, what did you use as fronts? He says, man, when it's that much, you don't even got no fronts. Well, not everybody, because if you ask me, I'm going to question every legitimate business from somebody that makes the bulk of their money illegally, right? So they named all of those companies. They named all of those companies in that book. All the quote-unquote legit companies. And all his daughters and wives and ex-wives and cousins and aunties, everybody's name is attached to those businesses. Nobody implicated them. Her brother implicated them in that book. As far as I'm concerned, he's the one that spilled all the beans on everybody. They were going for El Fido 19, the most wanted of the Zambadas. So why they put her on the helicopter? Did they get him? Shout out Jose on the check-in. Did they get him? Shout out Eddie Jimenez. Someone wasn't paid until she was on the chopper and the call was made. Talking about, they mean business. Pay them now. I mean, I don't know what they paid. I don't know. Again, It took mere seconds. It took mere seconds for the, for the rumors and the people to have numbers already. All right? 1 minute she was on the plane, they were like, she's on the plane, on the helicopter. Next minute, they were like, she's off the helicopter. Not even a minute later, they were like, $10 million. I was like, relax. Relax. You know sabos don't know. But yeah, quite possible. They made the call. Esta vaina se va a caer. All right? We need to handle this shit right now. They just unalive an important jefe de plaza for Maito Flaco in Colima. They on his ass. It seems this week, 298, like they have been on his ass. For the last couple of weeks, it seems like they're on his ass, which raises another question. Again, we haven't heard anything like this over time. We've been hearing crickets about that side. And didn't, from the beginning of this, we think, man, well, that's what the internet, right? The internet was saying, hey, he got the military. So then who's running up in the backyard and almost took out Simon the dog and shit if he got the military? They on all their asses. Again, I believe they know where they're all at. They just got to decide when they're ready to pull the trigger. Shout out EC. I think she connected. They arrested her for a reason, but I'm pretty sure there was some form of corruption to get her released. Maybe. Shout out, yes, in the video they be saying they smacked her. They put their hands on her. Ooh, somebody gonna catch a visit. So gente de bien. Just trying to help people out. They're good people, according to Velez. According to that book, they're just like all the other people, Velez. No mama's way.
No mommy's way.
Okay. Shout out Zoraida. He spilled all the beans. There's not a frijol left in la lata. Yes, they were canned beans. Yes, they weren't fresh. 50 years of beans was fucking poured out all over the place. The online chatter is the Chapitos have the Mexican Marines in their pocket. So that could explain the operations against the Maisa this week. But who knows? Right. And let me ask you, Sam, but wasn't those the Maisa soldiers before? Didn't we used to talk about how that was their soldiers? What happened? Has there been a regime change? Had the Chapitos did it again? The fuck are these guys, man? Thanos and shit. What are these guys? I mean, they did take her husband, and she don't have any charges in U.S. or Mexico, or so says Omar Harfouk. They took her husband. Did they take him? Did they get the fucking 19 dude? They smoked 11 motherfuckers to go there, and it'd be a mistake. It's crazy. But why go through the process of putting her on a helicopter? Why not leave her hysterical while they take her husband? These are just questions. Am I crazy for asking them? Don't she look like, she could be like the cartel leader villain in like season 36 of the Mayans or some shit? Pretty sure they all have ties to the government. It's just a back and forth between both organizations. The hits come down to money and who can pay. I believe, in my opinion, Michael, that wouldn't be a thing if the old man was not in prison. If Mayo was there, his connections would still be strong with the Mexican government. I believe the strength of the Maitos with the Mexican government has been compromised with their father's arrest. And those are not the kind of connections that are going to change hands easily into the hands of Maito Flaco, and like you said, they may be up for renegotiations because the old man curated those connections over 50 years and paid out to the job, not just the person. So you could be absolutely right, and it's a new day. Those 50 years of connections are not going to just trust these juniors. They're just going to go with the highest bidder and go from there. I don't know. Online people say that Samar, which are the Mexican Marines, are with the Chapitos, and the other parts of the military with the Maisa. This is just online chatter, so take it with a punch of salt, for sure. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. The math ain't mathin'. Salutes. You don't, like Eddie said, man, you're not pulling off an operation like that, and you putting her on the helicopter. Warrants, no warrants, whatever it is, she's in custody. Why? You knew who she was. So what's the holdup? What's the problem? Was it 10 million? Or was it not? We shall see. Or we shall not. It's funny watching the TikToks. They're like, they got her on the helicopter. 2 seconds later, they let her go. People be like, oh, these cartel bosses are such good dads. It's kind of heartbreaking, man. They pull their kids into this business and then it all goes to shit. So I don't have much remorse. I still feel like you failed your child. These guys got to get out of my face with these AI ass images, though. That's an AI ass image of Mayo in a courtroom with two Larrys on this side and miss me with this bullshit.
Bullshit.
Blow to Mayo Zambada's family. Daughter reportedly captured in Culiacan. A high-precision operation carried out by federal forces in the southern part of the Sinaloa state capital resulted preliminarily in the arrest of Monica del Rosario Zambada Niebla, identified as the daughter of El Mayo, co-founder of the Sinaloa cartel. The military incursion began in the early hours of Thursday in the community of El Alamo, located in the El Salado district, an area historically linked to the criminal organization's operational stronghold. According to residents, the operation was supported by at least 3 armed forces helicopters. You don't send 3 helicopters, you don't know exactly who's going on them. And was this the same kind of mission that went after Mencho and went apeshit? Did they use her as bait to get her husband? Was he off in the woods somewhere? Always so many questions. 3 armed forces helicopters which conducted low-altitude tactical overflights while ground convoys blocked the main entrances and exits of the town to prevent any rescue or escape attempts. You smoke 11 people. You got 3 helicopters. You're doing these low-altitude, sweeps. But you put somebody with no criminal background, no warrants, no nothing in a helicopter? I don't know.
Shit.
While the Ministry of National Defense, SEDENA, the National Guard have maintained a policy of secrecy, security sources close to the operation have confirmed the custody of 2 high-priority targets. Monica del Rosario Zambada Niebla, unofficially identified as a member of the immediate family of the notorious criminal leader. Marco Antonio Zazueta Osuna, alias El Zazueton, identified as a suspected close collaborator within the operational structure. Currently, the El Salado area remains under a strict perimeter cordoned by military personnel under a maximum security protocol. The detainees are expected to be immediately transferred to Mexico City to appear before the Specialized Prosecutor's Office for Organized Crime of the Attorney General's Office. Shout out EC. Ovidio's mom was sanctioned by the U.S. government a couple years ago, but she was somehow able to cross into the United States. It doesn't make any sense. The war on drugs is fake. The war on drugs is fake. The war on drug lords is fake. Meanwhile, weaponized ignorance. We just been thrown lies all over the place. It doesn't make sense. This the sense it makes. You get a deal. You get a deal. You get a deal. Everybody gets a deal. Shout out Osho. It's all a horse and pony show, man. It's all bullshit, man.
Bullshit.
Just drowning us in information.
Too much information and shit.
Misinformation.
Golpearon a una mujer.
This the crib right here. This the field. That's the heli. This lady just said what Tere said. That they hurt a woman is what she says.
Voy. Ahí está ese. Por favor, oiga. Golpearon a una mujer. Tío, métete, por favor.
¿Tiene presión alta? ¿Por qué no nos dejan a ver si se tomó la medicina?
¡Me la mierda eso que están tirando ahí! ¡Neta!
Dejen salir a la muchachita. Dejen salir a la niña nomás. Dejen salir a la niña, por favor.
They're pleading for them to let some, I guess they're saying little girls out as they blow this smoke bomb of gamma radiation and shit. Shout out that Tere was dropping niggas. Then she's like, Shy, I guess they let her go. Fuck. I laughed at it. There was nothing I could do but laugh at it.
La bajaron entonces. Ah, ok. La bajaron.
La bajaron. They took her down.
Ok.
So boom, she running. She like, all right, they let her out. She's in the crib. Compound. This shit looks like Don Eladio's spot in motherfucking Breaking Bad and shit.
Ok. La van a regresar. La bajaron.
They're gonna return her, she's saying. There's a video that starts right before the smoke grenade is popped. If I recall, it looks like a woman is possibly smacked around just as the gate is closed and the smoke goes off. Oh, I need to see that. That's gonna cost somebody.
Un helicóptero. La bajaron del avión. Ya la cargaron en el avión. Sí, arriba. Señora Miriam.
No sé, no darme confusión, pero fue algo, no estamos aquí, ya sabes, por lo menos. Sí, lo sabemos. Por favor, no grave, yo voy a interceder de verdad, para que ustedes, para que Marina se las entregue. Por favor. Muchas gracias. La niña también está ahí, pero sí necesito que alguien de ustedes la resuelva. Yo la necesito. Sí, no.
Gracias.
Esa también ahí la muchacha.
He's telling him we need somebody to accept her. I'm going to turn her over to. She's like, me? I don't know, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Trying to distract from the files being released with his names all in it, man. It's sad. It's sad, disgusting. How many people are willing to turn a blind eye to that shit? The one I ran has definitely brought more time for these cartel leaders in a way. Ain't many leaders left. Shit's a wrap. They get Buddy. Then they get them other two guys. Finito. Next will be a cascade of different leaders back and forth in every crew and fighting and taking over whatever's left over, and that's what I see coming.
Apreciar en la galería. Cabe mencionar que este despliegue se ha concentrado solamente aquí a un costado de esta hacienda. De hecho, pues nos proporcionaron el poder ingresar para poder captar fotografías de este helicóptero. Como ustedes pueden observar en pantalla, ya lo prendieron, los elementos se bajaron y cerraron la puerta para que pues no podamos ver a la mujer detenida, pero les repito, se trata de Mónica del Rosario Zambada Niebla. Ella es la mujer detenida y hasta el momento la identidad del masculino no ha sido proporcionada aquí en el sitio ni por las autoridades.
All right, so she's saying that the woman in there is Monica and that helicopter's right outside the hacienda and that's who they got in there and we don't know what's popping. Monica handed out that Lewinsky. Coño, man. OT, that's how you make your entrance? God damn. She's not tied? Yeah, that sounds like bullshit. Sounds like you didn't read the book. All right, we got an image right here. They're huddled up in the back. I don't really know what we're looking at. These guys are chilling, smoking a joint. Oh, that's her right there. Okay, I see it. That's her with the bomb vest on. I told you she had a vest on. All that by accident? I don't know, man. Thought I was the expert. Yeah, but opinions are opinions. My opinion is you didn't read the book. Because all of them are on the board of directors for all of these legit businesses. But come on, man. You're playing semantics at this point. Did they place her in a camo suit? Yeah, she got on the digital camo with the big collar that come up across her face. This the big collar right here. This her face, this her ponytail. Somebody gonna pay for this level of disrespect. And then you're gonna tell me that Vicentillo mentioning all of these legitimate businesses in the book wasn't tongue-in-cheek? But seriously, her businesses are legit. Now they do get extra perks, absolutely. Well, I don't know. When I heard that list in the book, I saw a bunch, as far as I was concerned, a bunch of fronts. They could be legit now, but probably didn't start like that. I believe that when you go legit and you stop selling dope. You know what I'm saying? That's when that makes sense to me. But if you're a continuing criminal organization and you have legit businesses, yeah, they're in my mama's name. Okay, whatever. This ain't a fucking divorce. I feel like we're talking bullshit. We're talking semantics over here. She has a milk corp called Santa Monica after her name. Shout out Juan Quintero. No, yeah, they named, if you haven't seen my reading of the Trader, El Traidor, they name a long list of legit businesses. And yeah, they could be legit businesses, but if the big old giant drug trafficking organization that made, like Eazy-E, right? Like Eazy-E sells some dope, made some records, stopped selling dope. That I get. Sell some dope, make some money, build some businesses, never stop selling dope. You can miss me with their separate shit. Yeah, we call it a RICO in America. Yeah, RICO, not so suave. Right? No mames.
No mames, güey.
Shout out FM. Facts. It's a RICO in America. Valette said, I say she's clean as a whistle. You would. All right, we got a better picture here, 323. We got a better picture of the camo photo shoot, all right? Better picture of the camo photo shoot. You go through all this and you know she don't got warrants. Don't the fuel on that helicopter cost money? Huh? Don't the firepower to take out 11 men, if the objective is El 19 or El 90, whichever number, if that's the objective, and there's no women on your list of objective, why is she on that helicopter in that camel? Retro's leak says Monica Zambada, daughter of El Mayo, and her husband Zazueta were arrested this morning in a Navy operation and later released after a $10 million bribe. Who can fucking say that so confidently, like it's truth? Come on, man.
No, mommy's weak.
You know what I'm saying? How could you say that with such confidence? Hey, $10 million. Again, this was moments after they released her. I'm seeing this $10 million number. Do you people not see that's how the internet works? So now you'll go to the water cooler and you'll have a conversation about a $10 million bribe that somebody just said on the internet. They just said it. That's it. Somebody, anybody, whoever Retro's leaks is. They just said it. That's it. Now you run with it. I'm not into building castles on sand like that. This guy says some ridiculous shit very confidently. I don't believe that is news. That's just somebody saying whatever they want to say. He could have said 90 million. He could have said whatever. It don't matter. This is a different color. Hold on, man. How many fucking smoke bombs they blew off? Briefly detained. They ID'd her. Why ID her? Who gives a fuck? If you're not gonna arrest her, right? You don't got a warrant. What's the point? I'm looking for the slapped up video. Anybody know what a slapped up video is? El Patas. So they call a third person. See, this is why I don't be believing shit. Because they said it was her husband. Now they're saying it's this dude, El Patas. What the fuck is the feet got to do with it, man? Mexican military federales captured Mayo's daughter and high-ranking Maísa member El Patas earlier today in a small town. 11 of the Maísa sicarios were killed during the operation, and Mayo's daughter was later released. Shout out 323. They took the wrong smoke grenades. Those are the gender reveals. Yeah. They got a demon. It's a demon. And then it goes green after they get the payoff to let her out the helicopter. Yeah, this is where they get the money. It went green. Que revolú. They made a whole fucking desmadre for everybody to see it. Look at her operation. She got to know her general. Her father is plugged with every general that's existed for the last 50 years. Amazing cinematic shots, though, through the smoke and shit. Pretty dope. I don't know, man. You didn't prepare them kids for the raid. It's inevitable, no? Is it not inevitable? But it was a non-story at the end of the day, right? Because nothing happened. They got a couple of guys. But they seem to be on dude's ass in a way that I haven't seen them be on his ass since ever. And who knows if those favors ain't around no more and now it's to the highest bidder. The first theory is, I mentioned earlier, the letter that was dropped by the Maísa and the Beltran Leyva organization, or whatever that's called now. Speaking of their alliance, well, the first big rumor that's come out that I've heard of, theory-wise, as far as if it wasn't the Chapitos that turned in this information, it could be so many people. But they're saying Chapo Isidro did it, right? Who is supposedly in alliance with Maito Flaco. See what Luis Chaparro's talking about. He said that it was a big operation, shootout and all. Marines, National Guard, all kind of shit.
¿Para qué? Prácticamente para nada.
For what? For nothing. Told you it was a non-story. Nothing to see here. Nothing happened. They arrested a couple of fucking guys. They took this famous mob daughter, put her on a helicopter and let her go. Just like they used to train us for earthquakes, they got to train them poor kids for the raids and shootouts. I mean, it's a reality, right? Or we just pushing off the inevitable. And then call ourselves good parents when they suffer. Like, come on, man. So he's saying that this raid didn't come from any investigation by Mexico or the U.S., that it just came from enemy information. And I believe he says that of Chapo Isidro, that the relationship has broken between him and Maito Flaco. And now he's looking to neutralize him and get him sent away. Again, a technique that Mayo and Chapo have been using for 50 years. When in doubt, turn in your enemy to authorities.
You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail.
The sources say it was Chapo Isidro that gave up the information. The sources. That's a t-shirt. Who's your source? Chapo Isidro is somewhat an OG too, so I'm sure he has some of that school. I mean, it is the status quo at this point, no? It's what you do. He's saying that the sources say that Chapo Isidro even told them to be ready because they're going to run into armed, conflict. They went after one that wasn't there, grabbed somebody else that wasn't in no problems, and they went for the one that they went for, killed 11 and got nothing. A big, uncoordinated operation. Can I wake up tomorrow and just have a thought and be like, you know what I think? I think Walter Mercado snitched on Maito Flaco. And then just say a source says that Walter Mercado from the spirit world snitched on Maito Flaco. I don't know. $10 million. How you know the business? If I snatch you up, right? I put you in the back of a car. I tell you, you can't leave. I'm taking you to jail, right? You tell me I'll give you $10 million. I say, hell yeah. You get out. Before you have your first step over the threshold of your backyard, the internet already telling everybody how much we negotiated for in the backseat of that helicopter? Stop with the bullshit, bro. Walter predicted all this 15 years ago. So yeah, I don't know. I take that shit with a punch of salt. Who do y'all think it was? Could have been anybody. Could have been $10 million. Could have been $5. Retro Leaks didn't know, man. Nobody sat there and just, threw that information out there like that. It's just not how it works. What a shit operation though, right? A whole lot of money they spent. It's looking like that influence that the old man had with the political climate just probably ain't there no more. Because it feels like they are on dude's ass. All right, so that's all I see. We ain't got no answers unless you could tell me what happened. Why they let her out of there, Again, according to Jay Flores and Velez, they are law-abiding, tax-paying, God-fearing, innocent, no smut, no dirt on the name, perfect little angelic people.